What's up, guys? Eric here from Marked and Made. All right, so this is a follow-up to my previous video. If you haven't checked it out, I'll put a link in the description and I'll try to ping it up here in the corner as well. This is going to be a follow-up to our how to kind of revolutionize your workflow for photo engraving with Ditherboy. But this is going to be specifically for inverted images. So in this one, we're going to kind of skip what I covered in the first video. So if you're looking to do a regular engraving, say on light wood or a lighter tumbler, then skip this part and go back to the first video. That's the one you're going to want to watch. This video specifically is going to cover just the tweaks that I'll make in terms of when I want to invert something. So let's jump into it. And again, check out that video from before. If you just want to see the inverting settings, that's cool too. Just make sure you go and get the software first. You're going to need Ditherboy from Studio AAA. That's studioaaa.com. I'll pull up their website here real quick for you and just show you that. And then what you want to do is enter code ERIC20 at checkout. That's ERIC20. That's going to save you 20% off of Ditherboy. This is a professional product. This is a perpetual licensed product. So for £32, you're going to receive a lifetime license of Ditherboy. All right, great. So jumping out of that and coming back in here, we're going to go back over to Ditherboy. And this is kind of what we did in the first video. We showed you how to import an image. We showed you how to pick a style, how to deal with the sliders. Once you get it looking kind of how you want it, to invert it, all you got to do is click this invert button right here. It's a checkbox inside of Ditherboy on the right-hand side. You're going to click invert. And bam, your image is inverted. Now, inverting an image is very important when you're doing anything on a dark surface. So if you're engraving slate or something painted black or a black tumbler, or even like a dark brown tumbler or something dark where the engraving is going to be lighter than the surface that you are engraving, really is the rule of thumb. So if you're engraving something light and it turns dark, think like wood, then you don't invert. If you're engraving something dark and it turns a lighter color, like a dark tumbler or like slate, then you're going to invert, because if you don't, then your image will look inverted when you engrave, and that's not what you want. You want it to look like your original image. We want it to come out like this, not like this. So if you engrave this regular image on a slate coaster, then it's going to come out with your slate coaster looking like this. So it's going to engrave all of the areas and it's going to look backwards. It's not going to look real. So what we want to do is invert the image. And again, it's just as simple as clicking that invert button. Now, once we've inverted it, we're going to export it the exact same way. So we're going to go to File, we're going to hit Export, and we're going to export as vector. It's going to give you this little warning that it's experimental. That's fine. We're going to give it a name, save it somewhere you can get to it, and make sure you save it as an SVG. Once we've exported that, we're going to bring it into Illustrator. You can use your preferred vector editing software of choice. Here at Marked and Made, I use Adobe Illustrator. I love this software. I pretty much live in Illustrator. It's just so efficient. It's much easier to work with these files. Now, the reason that we need to pull this into Illustrator is because the Ditherboy output actually does this a little backwards from how you would think that it does it. It doesn't just turn the white pixels black and the black pixels white, right? That's not what it does when it inverts. So originally in the first video, again, check up here if you haven't seen it, there is a white box behind it that you just need to delete before you compound the vector. So it's super straightforward. You drag the white box out, you hit delete, or you just select it and delete it, and then you compound the vector, and all you have left are the black pixels, and that's exactly what you want. But when you do it as an invert, it kind of does the opposite of what you think it would do. So it turns the background black, so you have a solid black box behind here. But you cannot just delete this black box. If you do that, then what will happen is all you'll have left are all these white filled paths. And then that's basically the same thing as before. So if you fill those with black, if I were to select all of these and change the fill color to black, then this would actually be our uninverted image, right? Which is not what we want. We don't want this image. This is what we wanted if we're doing wood. This is not what we want on a stainless steel tumbler. So we're going to undo that fill, just Command Z or Control Z. We're going to undo again and put this black box back where it goes. So this is the file exactly as it was brought in. Now, what you're going to want to do is select all of the white pixels and subtract them from the black pixels to make it one layer. Because again, these black ones aren't individual, the white ones are. So each one of these white paths is its own path that's filled. This black path is just a solid black box. So that does us 0 good. So the good news is this is relatively simple. What you're going to do is grab one white object, just click anywhere in the image that's white. Make sure you grab a white path. It'll show the fill color is white. That's how you know you have a white object. Then you're going to go to select up at the top. You're going to hover over same, and you're going to select fill color. What this does is select everything in the image that has the same fill color as what you have selected currently, which is a white object. Now, to make this easy, instead of doing a ton of different subtracts, what we're going to do is once we have all those selected, we're going to hold Command or Control and press the number 8, and that's going to compound that into one vector. So all of your white images, all of your white paths are now one compound vector. You can move them around together. It's super simple to do. Once you have that done, you're going to then select the whole image because you want the white and the black. So just drag across and select it. And then all you need to do is go to Pathfinder over on the right and click minus front. What minus front does is it subtracts anything on the front layer from anything on the back layer, which is results. It's basically like the subtract tool in XCS. So minus front, and that's going to subtract all the white out of the black, and all you're left with is one compound shape. And this is what it looks like. So now you can move this around anywhere you want. This is exactly what we wanted to do because now those black images or those black paths are still there and the white ones are no longer there. They're transparent. So if you drag over here, they turn gray, which means they're not paths. So everything that's white was completely subtracted out of this. And that's it. That's literally how simple it is. So now what you can do is export this as an SVG using the same steps as in the previous video. Right click, select export selection, give it a name, make sure you have it as an SVG, save it somewhere you can get to, and then just export that as an SVG and bring it into your laser software, whether that be Lightburn or XCS. Depends on what laser you're using, of course, but this will allow you to engrave on those darker objects and get the output that you desire. So dark tumblers or slate, for example, this is how you would do that. And then once you have that there, again, you just import it into your laser software and do it like you normally would. You can choose your settings. It's not going to show up as a picture where you have to choose an algorithm again because these are individualized paths. So this is one big path. It is closed. It's a closed path. It'll be simple for your laser software to interpret and use. And that's it, guys. That's how you use Ditherboy to change your photo engraving workflow. This is specifically for inverting. Again, if you have questions on the regular process, go check our first video, which is linked in the description, and learn how to use Ditherboy for non-inverted images. And I think that it'll change a lot for you and help you guys engrave photos a little more accurately. Just the ability to individually control each one of those aspects of contrast, of luminance thresholds, of brightness, in the midtones specifically really helps you to get that image exactly how you want it. And then you can even preview this on your mockup tools for an accurate representation of what it's going to engrave like. If you have questions or comments or concerns or anything like that, please drop them in the comments below, or better yet, join our Facebook group. So we run a Facebook group called Beyond the Burn, where we answer a lot of your laser engraving questions. We also focus on other equipment like UV printers, DTF printers, everything that we use in the workshop, and we're constantly sharing helpful tips there. So feel free to join over on Facebook. Feel free to leave a comment down here. I'll leave links to Ditherboy. I'll leave links to all the equipment that I use and everything mentioned in this video down in the description for you. Keep in mind some of those may be affiliate links, which really does help the channel, and we really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe, and I really hope to catch you in the next one. Thanks so much.